With the second DLC for Pokemon Sword and Shield, the Crown Tundra, dropping a few weeks ago, it's of course been speculated on what comes next for the Switch exclusive Pokemon titles. There have been multiple rumors floating around for what the next new Pokemon game will be, but there's also been rumors that suggest that we'll be receiving a third Sword and Shield DLC before the next entry into the beloved JRPG series. Today we'll be looking into the possibility that we receive a third DLC for Sword and Shield, and if so, what we can expect. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into this topic now. Pokemon Sword and Shield were not given the highest of praise from players, but there is one part of the game that most would say has been a great addition up to this point: the DLC packs. Both the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra have been liked widely by the Pokemon community and has left players asking for more. Although most rumors about the Pokemon franchise up to this point have been about what the next mainline title will be for the Switch, there are a lot of rumors sparking up about a possible third DLC which will bring the remaining Pokemon missing from the games to Sword and Shield. This third DLC has been rumored to have massive wild areas that are full of ruins and abandoned castles, where players will have to explore to help a professor find evidence of the existence of an ancient Pokemon. This DLC is also rumored to feature the popular and mysterious Pokemon Unknown. These alphabetical and odd Pokemon will help the player discover the secret legendary, which is speculated to be a rock dragon type inspired by Welsh dragons. The name of this third DLC is being rumored to be called the Cinder Citadel, the perfect name for what has been speculated and described by multiple gaming news sites, including PvPLive.net. With the release of a third DLC for Pokemon Sword and Shield, the Pokédex would most likely be complete and every Pokemon to date would be available to catch in either Sword or Shield. So, with all of the information that's been leaked so far, how likely is it that we see this rumor come to fruition? Early speculation says that this DLC will launch in early 2021, specifically in February. However, at this point it seems unlikely that this will be the case. The DLC will most likely be announced before the end of the year if it were to release within the first half of next year. That puts it anywhere between January and June for a full release. Although we don't believe it would release as late as June, we also don't believe it will release as early as March either. Pokemon's 25th anniversary is next year, so it could be released any time. However, it seems most possible that it would release during a time where there wouldn't be a lot of other releases. This would put the DLC to be released roughly around April to May. With a third DLC being likely the final expansion for Sword and Shield, a late spring or early summer release would be the perfect time for a release if we were to get a new Pokemon game altogether in 2021. Pokemon games historically release in the late fall or early winter, so if Nintendo is planning to release either the highly speculated and anticipated Gen 4 remakes or possibly a Gen 9, then late 2021 would be the target time period. It is also entirely possible that the third DLC releases in the springtime next year, and then instead of an entirely new Pokemon game, Nintendo releases a third version of Sword and Shield that expands on the original story as well as including all three DLCs. We have seen third versions released in the past with games like Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Crystal, Pokemon Emerald, and Pokemon Platinum. It seems as if Nintendo has somewhat abandoned their releases of a third game in a generation, as we never received a speculated Pokemon Z after X and Y or anything but sequels for Generations 5 and 7. Generation 8 Sword and Shield could be the first Pokemon game in 4 generations spanning 13 years to receive a third installment to a new generation. If we look at the time frames between a new generation's launch and the third installment of that generation, we see an average of 2 years between titles, with the abnormality of Pokemon Crystal, which was released only 1 year following Gold and Silver's release on the Game Boy Color. All of the other third installment entries were released 2 years following the original generation's release titles, and that puts Sword and Shield in the perfect position to receive a third title in the late fall or early winter of 2021. There are many possibilities for Pokemon in 2021, with the upcoming year being a highly anticipated one for Nintendo. If we are to be receiving the Cinder Citadel, it will most likely have to be announced soon, as Nintendo usually gives a firm timeline for Pokemon games to build up the hype. There were speculations of a fourth DLC under the name of the Cinder Citadel, but this seems highly unlikely given that Pokemon is sure to have a remake or new game ready for release by the end of next year. It could be a possibility that if we received a third installment into Generation 8, that the Cinder Citadel could be a part of it, but that's a video for another day. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video, and please leave a like and subscribe if you did. We are super excited about the rumor of more Pokemon DLC, and we'll be sure to continue bringing news on it as new information emerges. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you all in our next video.